Yes, Gasheads, and welcome back to Gas Fan TV, the channel that keeps you locked in with all things Bristol Rovers. I really apologise about the lack of uploads recently. Life has just got in the way. I'm back now. It might not be the best video I've ever done in my life, but you know, I'm back, and we look forward to getting back to the mem on Saturday, for me anyway, because I've missed the cup games and stuff. So what have you missed since I've last seen you? Well, we had a pretty poor performance in the EFL Trophy against Exeter. We lost at home 3-2. Hutchinson looked quite good in that game. That then led into the last home game at the Mem, which was the 3-1 after extra time FA Cup first round win against Weston-super-Mare, who were absolutely phenomenal on the day, both on the pitch and the support and the fans as well. I felt a bit gutted for them that, you know, that 1-1 90-minute draw didn't see a replay. And, it worked out for us in the end. It would have been a bit embarrassing, I think, if we would have had to take it to a replay, which, you know, technically we kind of did if in the old format. But listen, they were fantastic. They were fantastic. Bar Josh Griffith's absolute worldy saves, we could have lost that game. Once again, Hutchinson looked really good in that game. Should have had about 3, but he's starting to improve now as well, which is really, really good. We've also seen the return of Chris Martin, which is perfectly timed. As promised, Cherry got injured. Shaq Ford had to miss that game because of the red card. And I just think that that game, we looked okay in spells, but if we play like that tomorrow against the Imps, and that's why we're here. We're going to preview tomorrow's game. I'm trying to get this out in time so we can actually get it done. So apologies if there's lack of graphics and animations and stuff, as I normally like to do. But rather content than no content, right? Listen, I'm joined by, you all know him. You all know him. If you've heard of Nappers, you've heard of him. I think that actually he is probably one of the most knowledgeable football fans, especially for our lower leagues, than the most out there. A sound guy as well. Really, really nice guy. It's my guy, Jake.
Hi, Josh. Jake from That Football League podcast here. Thank you very much for asking me to come on your channel and help you preview the Lincoln versus Bristol Rovers game at the Mem on Saturday.
It's a pleasure to have you here, my friend, as well. Let's just get straight on with it then. Talk me through your summer transfer window, because from the outside looking in, it looked good.
Quite a hectic one for Michael Scabala's first summer in charge of the Imps. 13 players coming in total. However, it would be rude of me not to mention the players going out. Lasse Sorensen departed for Huddersfield Town for what is an undisclosed fee, believed to be nearly £500,000. For a player in the last year of their contract and to be one of the leading players in their position, it was always likely that Lasse was going to depart the club. Lucas Jensen, who was statistically one of the better goalkeepers in League One last season, he departed the club for Championship side Millwall for a similar amount. Joe Taylor, the lad we had on loan from Luton Town, scored 10 goals in 19 appearances. He wasn't unfortunately able to secure a loan move back to Lincoln. He stayed at Luton, so we missed a lot of goals, and I can completely understand why a lot of outsiders, non-Lincoln City fans, thought that we were perhaps weaker going into this season. But the recruitment from Jez George and Michael Scabala has been excellent. Just to pick out a few names of the 13 that walked through the door at Central Bank this summer. Tendai Darikwa, you might know his name from the Premier League, having played for Burnley. He came in from Cyprus. 32 years old, massively goes against our recruitment model, but has been fantastic replacing Lasse Sorensen on the right-hand side. Dom Jeffries came in from Gillingham for a nominal fee. He's a central midfielder by trade, but has played a lot of his time with Lincoln at left wing back and has looked fantastic. We're looking to turn him into the next Lasse Sorensen. You've also got Bailey Cadamartri. His dad played in the Premier League for Leicester, for Everton. Bailey joined us on loan from Sheffield Wednesday, scored 3 goals already this season, is a dominant force in the air and is a very good centre forward. And if you give him the chance to score, he will score. You've also got the likes of George Wickens, who came in to replace Lucas Jensen. George came in from Fulham for a fee again. Yeah, really tall goalkeeper, good shot stopper, kept a clean sheet on Monday night down at Chesham. So really pleased with the progress that he's making. A lot of our lads who were signed who are 22 on 4-year deals. So we're planning for the future, making sure that we can hold that asset as long as we can. And Eric Ring, probably one of the most interesting transfers from an outsider's point of view. He's come from AIK in Sweden. He'd never left Sweden until signing for Lincoln in the summer. Boyhood AIK fan, played for his hometown club, but was convinced by Jez George that Lincoln was the next step on his way to the Premier League. So, yeah, Eric, traditionally a winger, but has been utilised in our system as a wing back, which doesn't get the best out of him, but we can change shape and play with wide players. So yeah, he's been a really interesting signing as well. Another really key part of our summer transfer business was keeping a hold of Ethan Arahan. A lot of interest in him over the summer, understandably so. Was a really good signing 18 months ago now from St Mirren. Really, really good number 6 who sits in front of our back 4. Lots of reported interest from Championship clubs, but no formal offers. But keeping Ethan was absolutely massive for Lincoln. He's been a massive part of our success over the last sort of 12 months, and keeping him under contract we have him under contract for another nearly 3 years. But to have him for another season it is really encouraging, and it was a massive coup for us to keep him.
Yeah, I think you actually having those outgoings as well. I think that's probably why I didn't expect you to finish well. Season's not over, but I didn't expect you to be where you are now, because your outgoings, with the incomings coming in, I didn't think they were as good as what's gone out. But my goodness me, like, I don't know if you're overachieving. I can't comment on that because obviously I don't see you in week out, but my God, like, you are playing well. There are a few players in there as well that I'm thinking are a real problem. We'll get to that later. And obviously, I think that when with Joe Taylor not coming back in, I was thinking, well, they're lacking that goal scorer. It doesn't look like that is the case now. So I've been really impressed. Listen, I kind of just touched on it. Talk me through your start to the season, because you're up in 5th. I mean, I would shake your hand off right now for that. So talk me through your start to the season.
On paper, you'd say it looks pretty good. 5th in the league, 24 points through to the second round of the FA Cup after avoiding a banana skin at Chesham. It's been good. We've had a couple of defeats in there. Birmingham, I think a lot of teams will lose to Birmingham this season. Barnsley, we were quite unfortunate with a refereeing decision, but I think what goes around comes around, so I'm not sticking on it. But we played well in that game. And Crawley, which looks like a little bit of a flash in the pan, we were chasing the game. They took the lead against the run of play. And we ended up losing 3-0 there, which probably wasn't a fair scoreline. However, we did lose the games. It's been solid. 7 wins from our first 13 games. Really good wins in the last couple against Stockport and Northampton, going from a goal down to win by 2-1. I've been pretty impressed with the style of football. We play aggressive, pressing, attacking football, and we're strong from set pieces. You know, the fine margins in the game, and if you're good at set pieces, you'll win a lot of games. And we've scored 10 goals from those set plays now. So, yeah, it's been a really good start to the season. Really good performances. Lots of players performing to a high standard. It's been a really good start to the season so far.
Yeah, listen, I think other than the Crawley game, I think that actually you can't be too upset with the teams you've lost against and stuff this season. I think I use the word overachieving. I don't know if that's fair, but you look at the big hitters. You look at the big hitters in this league, and you're up there. And I think that's absolutely unbelievable. And I think that if you sustain that throughout the season, you're going to have a fantastic year. Put me through then. Who do we need to be worried about in your side? There's a few players who I think you are going to say, but I will let you take the lead on that.
We have a couple, but the one that I will name you is Jack Moylan. He's our number 28, so keep your eye out for him. He is a number 10 by trade. However, we play with 2 aggressive attacking number 8s, which he hopefully should be one of them. He scored on Monday night at Chesham. We signed him in the just after the summer window in 2023, but couldn't play until 2024. Really hit the ground running. A couple of goals away at Barnes and against Cambridge in the same week as well. But he's been itching for a start, really. And he got one on Monday night and scored a really nice goal. A really good ball carrier, really aggressive, can finish, will drive at your defenders. So Jack Moylan, probably a man that will probably get a start on Saturday. I would keep an eye out for from a Bristol Rovers point of view. We're strong from set pieces. I hear that perhaps it's not your strong suit. Paulie O'Connor then would be another name that I'd bring up. Our captain, dominant in the air from set plays, scored a couple of goals so far this year with his head. Hopefully he can get on the end of one or two of the corners. And also Jovan Makama, you might remember the name from this fixture a year ago. Came off the bench. He was one of our only strikers that day, but he's now part of a really good striking group. He's 20 years old. He's come on leaps and bounds from a year ago, a different player to what you guys would have seen at the Mem last year. So he's one to look out for. He's one that we think we can sell on for a lot of money in the coming years as well.
Moylan is not actually someone I thought you were going to say. Tidy little Irish player. I think he's like you say, good on the ball. Always looks to be trying to lead by what he does. Always trying to lead. And I think that actually the way that he plays is kind of similar to what we want in that midfield of ours. Is nippiness, a little bit of bite, great strike on him. That's not who I thought you were going to say. I thought you were going to be big on Bailey Cadamarteri. That's what I thought you were going to say. But again, I remember I did the overrated, underrated thread, and someone said that they thought he was overrated, and obviously explained why. But that did numbers, and since then he's banged the goals in. So yeah, he looks a tidy player as well. Very, very good. A real threat. I'll flip the question then. Danger man at the gas. For me, I would be thinking it's at the minute Isaac Hutchinson. Now, I didn't think we were going to be speaking about this 3 weeks ago, but since his goal away at Huddersfield, he's played well. Matt Taylor's put him on the left wing, and I think that that's been a real change in him. I also think it's going to take time as well, but when you slap net in the lower leagues, it shows that there's a player in there. So I'm glad that there's this kind of little purple patch starting to form. But look, over to you. Who is your danger man at the gas?
Now, I could have picked quite a few. I have liked the summer recruitment from Bristol Rovers. I've gone for Shaq Ford. And not somebody who's got as many starts as he would have liked since his permanent switch from Watford, but very lethal in front of goal. 9 goals for Leyton Orient last season as he helped them finish in the top half. A really good centre forward, quick, can stretch a game, really good in front of goal. And when he's come on for Bristol Rovers, he's made an impact. He's already got an assist and a goal so far this season. A couple more names that I've picked out here. Promise Cherry, who I hear from Nappers is a very good centre forward. Surprised you spent the money that you did on him. However, he can finish when given that split second. Josh Griffiths, an ex-Imp in your ranks. He was pretty unfortunate from a Lincoln point of view. He followed Alex Palmer and then Carl Rushworth succeeded him. So he's a good goalkeeper, really good shot stopper, but he doesn't quite command his area. You'd think of someone of his stature and height. I've also got Isaac Hutchinson, who tore up trees at Walsall last season, probably one of the most productive players in the EFL, alongside one of our own Freddie Draper. They had a really good spell at Walsall together for the first half of last season. 25 goals and a 25 goal contribution, last season is ridiculously impressive, whatever level. Is a fantastic young player. Hopefully he can get more minutes at Bristol Rovers and showcase why he is such a talented player.
Yes, I agree. And I totally agree with that. And I think that actually, you mentioned Promise Cherry, by the way. I think he's injured, or it's going to be a late call, for him to start. Yeah, I'm glad you've gone with Hutch as well. I think he's, again, really starting to show what he's about. Tidy on the ball, good finish, or the ability to finish well. Great passer. I think he needs to I don't like the term, but toughen up a bit, like bit of bite, bit of muscle in there, because I've seen him pull out of a few challenges, but also I've seen him go flying into challenges too. So it's just going to take him some time to settle. We'll go with the final question of the day then, my friend. Match predictions. I'll go to you first. Should I? Yeah.
Given the fact that we have only lost 2 games away from home in 2024 thus far, I'm going to back Lincoln to win. However, I am going to back both teams to score. I've gone for a 2-1 Lincoln City victory. Goals from Luke Thomas for the Gas, really tricky wide player. And goals for Lincoln from Jovan Makama and Pordy O'Connor from a set piece. Hopefully, right in front of us, in front of the South Stand, to secure the points. I think it'll be a tough game for Lincoln. It's a tough trip. It's a long trip for our players to have to make. But hopefully, we can come back with 3 points, and hopefully, come 5 o'clock, we're still in that top 6.
Damn it! You've taken mine. You've taken my full-time result. I don't think we're winning this game. I think 2-1 as well to you. It's just that the goal scorers I'm finding difficult to think about. It's tough. Why don't we go with Bailey Cadamurteri, however you want to say his name, and Eric Rigg? Why not? Because I made a joke that he's only got like 11 goals. So he's bound to score now, because the last time I did that, Wigan slapped 4 past us. And for us, do you know what? I'm going to continue Hutchinson's good run of form. Hutchinson will get 1 for us. Mate, that's it. Thank you so much. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you on. Like I said, really knowledgeable. Really nice guy too as well. So I appreciate you doing that. And I'm hoping I'll see you tomorrow if you're down the Mem. Just give me a message and we'll probably meet up.
Thank you very much for having me on, Josh. Much appreciated it. Looking forward to seeing as many of you gas heads down the Mem on Saturday as possible. And as always, up the Imps.
Guys, that's it. Again, apologies for maybe the lack of sexiness in this video. I normally like to add all that stuff. But listen, I just thought an upload is better than nothing. So like, follow, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. I will see you tomorrow. I will see you down the Mem. And as always, at the gas.